have already gone through their individual budgets line by line and made necessary cuts. And now we're asking for additional changes. Our goal is to fix our balances before the next budget cycle, which takes place this summer, and hopefully this can be done. And you also should know that while our department directors and the city council and this administration have and will debate our budget ideas vigorously, we've already come together with a sense of common purpose, all wanting the same basic thing for our city: to rebuild Gulfport into the nation's most vibrant, prosperous, and thriving community. But to get through one of the greatest economic challenges of our time, we must understand that it takes productive civil discourse on the part of every member of the city council and every department director and the mayor and all of our staff. Essentially, we must reinvent the way we operate our city in the current time. We need to explore new ways to make our government more efficient, and despite the global economic climate, we need to have the city tighten its belt. We must continue to focus on rebuilding this local economy, rebuilding and attracting new businesses. We need to retain and stimulate the business we already have as well. That's very important. Not just look for the new, but help those that are already here, because that's our bread and butter. We need to market all of our city has to offer. Our neighboring cities are pretty strong competitors, as you know, but Gulfport must be stronger. Now, Gulfport collects twice the sales tax revenue of all the other cities in Harrison and Hancock County combined. Twice what all the rest of them in Harrison and Hancock combined collect. We're way ahead of the pack, but we're beginning to hear the footsteps kind of closing the gap. And so we need to market Gulfport a little bit better to the world and around the rest of the country. We need to start marketing first right here at home to our present people and our present businesses. Our Economic Development Department is communicating with developers large and small to bring new business to our city. The goal is to help our existing businesses in all parts of the city and to achieve greater success with that help by increasing the ringing of their cash register. Our people understand that now is the time to start building a new foundation for a lasting prosperity in Gulfport. And while we're focusing on economic development, we also must focus on cleaning up our city. We must remove the blight. We must rid ourselves of the visible evidence of Katrina before the 5th anniversary arrives this August. Now, how are we ever going to rebound financially? How are we ever going to bring about new businesses? How can we expect our existing businesses to grow if they're surrounded on all sides by neglected and run-down properties? Tourism is very important to our economy. But by cleaning up our city, it'll help our tourism numbers grow. It'll also help someone to choose our city when they're deciding on a place to open a new business or to live or to rear children. I want to thank those citizens, businesses and private alike, who have already cleaned and maintained their property. Those of you who have done that have personally taken a giant step toward helping our city recover from that storm. For that, we're eternally grateful. But tonight, let's be real clear. For the remainder of this term in office, we will use the strong arm of local government to shake apathy out of those who own dilapidated and derelict properties within our city. We can no longer afford to tolerate inaction on the part of individual property owners. We can no longer afford to be distracted by the same old excuses while complacent property owners downtown, along 49 and Pass Road and other areas strangle the life out of our city's most valuable commercial cars. The city will send a formal notice to property owners in the coming week. The notice will be in the water bills, and it will be the last time the city will politely ask individuals to remove an abandoned vehicle or to clean or demolish a derelict structure or to cut an overgrown lot. The next notice after that one is going to come from an environmental prosecutor, and that will be accompanied by some court costs and possibly heavy fines. Now, please understand, the city by itself cannot fight this battle alone. We need you, the people of Gulfport, to help. We need you to encourage your neighbors to take pride in their properties and to report those neighbors who refuse your subtle encouragement by reporting them to the Department of Urban Development so we can begin to motivate them ourselves. And to help make sure to win this battle, we've created a new environmental court, which heard its first case in January. The court is designed specifically to respond to abuses against the quality of life that we want in our town. Those things that we hold dear, but are oftentimes issues not suited for the regular municipal court. And now with the environmental court, violators can be brought through the system in a matter of days rather than having their cases stuffed into a file cabinet for month after month. Our new court will hear issues concerning substandard housing, unsafe buildings, abandoned automobiles, neglected and derelict properties, animal control, graffiti, other types of vandalism, construction and fire code violations, sign ordinance violations, and many other infractions that we'll keep out of the regular municipal court. The environmental court will also enforce our new tree preservation ordinance, which the City Council passed in September, successfully bringing an immediate end to the mass destruction of our natural canopy by allowing the city to impose swift and substantial penalties on contractors who blatantly violate the law. Last month, our environmental court began with 149 properties that were in violation one way or another. Most of those property owners work with our Department of Code Enforcement, and they willfully resolve their issues before ever even having to go to court. Another dozen or so, however, were prosecuted in the court's opening week. I want to thank the City Council, thank them deeply for supporting this initiative, and I want to thank our Department of Code Enforcement and the court employees for carrying it out. This program is working. Together with our stronger laws and our new environmental court, we're cleaning up our city. Changing the way our city looks is a big part of Gulfport's rebirth. For years, the city of Gulfport could protect ancient oak trees and old magnolias, but only on commercial property. But now, thanks to the firm commitment of your city council, we were able to pass an historic measure that brings the same protection to trees on residential property, which is most of our property. Also tonight, we're pleased to announce a brand new program, started with the help of the Gulfport Civic League, that will allow citizens, organizations, or businesses to purchase a tree in memory of or in honor of a loved one, deceased or living. The trees will be planted along boulevards and in parks. The new Memory Tree program will help us eventually replace the trees that we lost in the storm or the developers' chainsaws. It will give all of our citizens an opportunity to plant a living memory to a loved one. A group of civic-minded women will purchase the first oak tree in memory of one of their civic club members that has recently passed, and it will be placed in Gulfport. Members of the Gulfport Civic League are here tonight, and we wish to thank them for taking that on as a project. While we're thanking them, we also want to thank them for something else they did. While the amount won't be as high as some other amounts you hear, it's a pretty important one. The Gulfport Civic League has made a generous donation of $1,400 to purchase 2 specially equipped wheelchairs so youngsters can use the new, handicapped youngsters can use the new splash pads this summer, and we thank them for that.